Hi guys, this is Locasena from the Reaper forum. I just wanted to give you a quick video tutorial on how to get started with my Radial Menu script, because apparently the gigantic walls of text I post on the forum aren't the most useful way for some people to learn. No sweat. Hopefully you are one of the lucky people who is able to use Repack, which I highly recommend installing, in which case you will find Radial Menu on here, right click, choose the install option, apply, and off you go. Radial Menu will add 2 actions to your action list: the script itself, Radial Menu, and Radial Menu Setup, which you can bind to pretty much whatever keys you want. The main script, there are some limitations, as I mentioned in the main forum post, on what key you can use due to how I end up getting the current key from Reaper. The short explanation is if the key you choose causes the window to just flicker really fast, that's an issue with the key and you'll unfortunately have to choose something different. I know some foreign keys or the tilde key on an English keyboard, for example, will cause this. Good luck finding one that works for you. Most keys should. Anyway, so holding down our key will bring the menu up. Letting go will make it disappear, thus getting it out of your way nice and easily. While it's up, you can mouse through and click into the menus and do things like that. Nice and easy. If you get bored with the example menus, the setup script will let you change just about everything that there is to change about Radial Menu. You can add and remove menus, you can add and remove buttons to those menus, and change various things about the buttons, what they do, how they look, what they're labeled. You can set up different menus to show up depending on what the mouse is hovering over in Reaper when you pop up the menu. For instance, the TCP, the arrange area, the ruler, the MCP, envelopes if you're using envelopes, etc., just by giving it different menu numbers or aliases. It can also be set up to work with swiping, just like answering a call on most phones these days. So I've turned swiping on. We'll go back to Radial Menu, and you can see just a quick swipe with the mouse lets me navigate through the menus. Some people find that quicker. Sexon on the forum is disgustingly fast with it. It's a little depressing how fast he is. Anyway, we have some global settings as well. You've got global colors. Colors will all use the global setting unless their parent menu has colors set, in which case they'll use those. And then likewise, buttons themselves can override colors, otherwise they'll use the parent or the global. Hopefully that's self-explanatory. We can change the preview in the middle of the menu here, if you want to see that. And you can change the size of the menu ring itself and the central button for menus that have a central button on display. We can change fonts down here, the usual flags, size. Unfortunately, I don't have any way to provide a font dialog box, so you're stuck with having to type in the name itself. These little green lights here will tell you if that's a legible font name on your computer. So hopefully that will work for everybody. We have a few different options for behaviors, depending on what it wants to do. When you release your shortcut key, you can have it just close the menu as we've seen. You can have it run the action that the mouse is currently over and close the menu. It's a little faster for some people. Or you can just press the button once, leave the menu open, and close it whenever you want. Likewise, when running an action, you can just run it. You can go back to the menu that was originally opened. In this case, base menu is including context sensitive. If this opens on menu 12, then the base menu is menu 12. Or running an action can just close the menu, so you just pop it up, run an action, and it goes away. You can have buttons automatically have a click simulated by hovering over them, if that's a little faster for you. And on some systems, I think it might be more of a Mac thing, I'm not sure. If the window won't stay open for whatever reason, you can try extending this time here a little bit to see if that helps. I've also tried to be very thorough with help, documentation, a list of the various commands you can use, so hopefully there's some good stuff in there. Okay, just for fun, let's say we want to completely erase the menu and start from scratch. We'll go Clear Settings. We'll reset everything to the default settings and empty the menu, as you can see here. We just have our base menu. That's it. So maybe we want, in starting a track, to be really, really handy, but the button's too small. So if you add a pipe, you can add a line break there, just to make it a little easier. You click down here and enter your action ID, and then clicking your button will add a new track. The script also works with SWS IDs and rescript IDs, in which case, because they're very long and gibberishy, you're probably going to want to paste them in. Rescripts can't use the clipboard themselves, so you'll just have to click the paste button, paste it in there, and away you go. And just for fun, we'll make that button light green, because why not? Certain actions like the metronome, you can change the color they will toggle to when it's on, just so you know, or record arming, etc. And we'll add a button in the middle here to quit, because why not? Just because. Alright, this button, maybe we want to have an extra menu. So we will direct this one to open menu 1. Current menu is 0, as you can see up here. Clicking on that will automatically create a new menu for us that we can fill with all sorts of stuff, whatever we want to do. But we will instead just go back to menu 0. Some of the other fun things you can do are listed under button commands here. So as I said, you can use action IDs, SWS action IDs, and rescript IDs. For actions that need to specify the MIDI editor, such as the MIDI editor's note length or grid length, just add MIDI in front of the action ID, and it will look for the currently open MIDI editor or the last focused one, if you have multiple. Accessing menus either by menu number, or you can give menus an alias, like so. Call this ENV, and then back in menu 0, if we change this to ENV, it will look for a menu called that and go to that instead, just so you don't have to remember all your menu numbers. The same goes for context menus and the menu number here for using swiping actions. Menus can also go back to the previous menu or return to the base menu, which, as I said, does get altered depending on your context, or it can just quit the script, as we saw. We also have some fancier stuff. If for some reason you want to perform an action 3 times, maybe you're using it for the volume fader and it's not going fast enough, just add ×3 space your action ID. ×3. And then click our button, and you can see it adds 3 tracks. Maybe that's not enough for you. Maybe you want to hold the button down. You can repeat actions at a specified interval. Repeat 0.5 seconds in this case, single quotes, and your action ID. And now by holding it down every half a second, we add 3 new tracks. Lastly, at least currently, until someone tells me I missed something, we have a few more options in here. For easily sharing things or backing things up, you can import settings files and export them. All of Radial Menu's settings are stored as a text file in the same folder as the script, which you can also open in your text editor here if for some crazy reason you want to. Now, the neat thing, or at least to me, about the way this is saved is that this text file is itself a perfectly legitimate Lua script. So in this case, my editor is highlighting everything for me, everything is indented, and it's easy to read. This unfortunately means if you wanted to edit the text file yourself, you need to pay attention to the Lua syntax, otherwise you're going to mess things up. I tried to be thorough with the documentation here, as you can see, so hopefully that answers most questions about things you can and cannot do and how to do them. Let me know if you have any questions in the forum. I probably will never read the comments on this YouTube video, so really, do it in the forum. There's a link to the forum thread here. This will open in your browser. And if you found the script at all useful, or for some reason you thought this tutorial wasn't complete crap, I would very much appreciate a small donation to my PayPal. Yeah, have fun.